Here.
Trustee Lapigianis?
Here.
Trustee Anthony?
Here.
Trustee Wilbrandt?
Here.
Trustee Price?
Here.
Trustee Eska?
Here.
Thank you. Trustee Price, could you please lead us in the pledge?
Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Any additions, corrections, or deletions to tonight's agenda as drafted? Seeing no changes suggested, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second by Trustee Alapijanis. Any additional discussion or comment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to President's Report, the Special Event Committee appointments. Let me open up my draft. So this is an appointment of those who have been willing to commit to being on the Special Events Committee. It will include two trustees. Trustee Wilbrandt will be the chair and Trustee Anderley will be a member. Also have Kate Grimaldi, Davey Haas, and Sam Rosenberg. And with that, would anyone care to make a motion to appoint Dan Wilbrandt as the chairman of the Special Events Commission and Cheryl Anderley, Kate Grimaldi, Davey Haas, and Sam Rosenberg as members of the Special Events Commission, each for 2-year terms?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second by Trustee Yaska. Any additional discussion or comment? Hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Trustee Price?
Aye.
Trustee Eska?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Lapigianis?
Aye.
Trustee Anthony?
Aye.
Trustee Wilbrandt?
Yeah.
I don't know. Council, does it matter if,
No, not.
Okay.
I'll just take my abstention.
okay. Cool. All right, thank you. We have 5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries. That is the extent of my report for tonight. Moving on to reports and questions from trustees and working groups, starting with Trustee Anderley.
Is the agenda.
Thank you. Trustee Alapijanis.
Just the agenda items.
Trustee Johnson.
One thought, I was walking through the neighborhood last couple days enjoying the weather. There are still quite a few homes with a bunch of leaves out there, right? And I know we got kind of caught with the snowstorm and all that other, just kind of, it was just bad timing this year. Might consider doing another leaf pickup in maybe first week of April or something like that. Might be a good add to our residents, something to consider.
Joe, thoughts?
We've discussed it with Public Works. Their preference is not, we have to get all the equipment redone and levied up. Boxes have to be put back on. We've been out at least twice with the loaders to pick up all the piles that were left in the street. And I know the street sweeper's been out as of today and the rest of the week. So we feel we were on a pretty good position, but getting notification out to the residents that we're going to come through one more time and they can rake out is going to be really problematic from a messaging standpoint.
So the ones you've seen, are they in the street or are they?
No, they're on
driveway?
properties, right? And a lot of properties that never got them out on time. Not saying they would have gotten out, but
Right. I
And
mean,
if push comes to shove, they have to bag them, they have to bag them, but I just thought it would be nice to,
But I mean, how many, they've been out at least a few times since that and had it. So you think it's just, they just unaware of it? Is that?
No, this year, when the timing was, the last leaf.
No, but since then, they've been out at least once, if not
Correct.
more. Yeah.
But there's also a seasonal dumping, isn't there, Joe? Like the window's not open for dumping.
right, our dump doesn't open till April, and that's when yard waste, collection begins again. And so it's just a staffing, timing, and availability. I mean, if the board is inclined to offer it up, we can try and message it up. But having this conversation with Public Works over the last couple months, because we have recognized that they've made best efforts to get out there and collect everything that was at the curb line currently, and at that point, that's where we're, we feel like we've done what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, I understand that. We've done everything that we're supposed to do. It's just,
I mean, are these older residents that they're not capable of breaking their leaves into bags or, I mean, I don't know, are they handicapped? Anything like that? Because I know my neighbors, I think I've got a couple that I noticed, they missed the last pickup, so they've got, their lawn bags and that, and they're just, they're waiting.
When do the yard waste bags get collected again? April?
April 1st.
1st?
Yeah, first.
Okay.
Okay,
So a little over a month.
okay.
Trustee Johnson, is that
Yeah, it's fine.
acceptable? Okay. Okay, anything else, Trustee Johnson?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Eska?
I have nothing.
Trustee Price?
Everything.
Trustee Wilbraham? All right, thank you. All right, Joe, anything from the team?
No, nothing other than the agenda item.
Okay, I don't believe we have any guests in the audience tonight, so we'll move on to consent agenda items A and B. Item A is ratification of checks in the amount of $45,533.58. And item B is approval of the bill list for $638,840.27. Is there a desire of any board member to remove any of the items from tonight's consent agenda? Seeing no changes suggested, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items A and B.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second by trustee Alpagianis. Any additional discussion or comment? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Eska?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Lapagianis?
Aye.
Trustee Andalou?
Aye.
Trustee Wilbraham?
Aye.
Trustee Price?
Aye.
All ayes, motion carries. Moving on to new business item A, village-wide server and storage upgrades. Trustee Yuska.
Yes, I will turn this over to Chief Spiro or IT Administrator Spiro, whatever the capacity is here tonight.
So before you tonight is a proposal to replace the village's current server infrastructure. This would be included in the upcoming budget year, but with costs on the rise all around in the IT world, we've noticed a significant increase from when we first had this quoted out to what it is currently. And the two vendors for the two parts to this system have agreed that if we sign a purchase order now, they'll hold pricing and bill us in May to avoid any future increases. The proposal before you is going to replace our existing servers and storage. Both were purchased on the pre-owned market in 2018 and 2020 respectively. They've reached end of life. They're no longer supported by the manufacturers. So that it left us basically with two options: replace exactly what we have with servers and storage, and then purchase a hypervisor, which we currently use VMware, or go this route where it's a complete converged system where the storage, server, and hypervisor are all in one by one company. What's before you is a 5-year service plan included, so we will pay a one-time fee and then have no other service fees associated with that for the next 5 years.
Comments or questions?
So the fee covers the 5 years, is that right?
Yeah, that's your annual support contract and any support or parts service that we need.
Right, so it's $172,000 per year then, or just
No.
one time?
One time for a total project cost of $207,000. That includes for scale, the 172,230 is the hardware, software, and service along with implementation.
Is there anything that we have to worry about going obsolete in a 5-year term?
No, this is has a 5-year commitment to service and support, and over the next 5 years, we're going to continue to move more and more to the cloud to minimize our on-prem footprint. But this is what's going to take us through the next 5 years with our existing system.
So all of these numbers, this 172,229 is including the 30,727 from True NAS, right?
No.
No, that's separate?
207 is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that's right. So I do have a question there. So we have a 5-year with the scale computing, and then we have a 6-year, we chose that optional support?
For the TrueNAS on the storage side?
Yes.
That's a 3-year, I'm sorry.
The six.
No, we chose the 3-year on that, we did not do the 6-year. So we'll probably we'll probably pick up an additional 2 in 3 years to co-term everything, because they're 2 different systems, but by that time, what we'll have or need for storage will adjust.
Okay, I guess, okay, so they've, all right, so I know, and I do see it does read optional, I just didn't work all the numbers. When it was highlighted, I just made an
Yeah,
assumption.
that's an optional.
Option, okay, I just went, okay, perfect. Yeah, that was the only question I had, it was just like, okay.
And we talked about, cloud storage and that sort of thing, and it sounds like that is sort of the long-term plan, but there's obstacles to doing that now, so.
Correct, yeah,
Just
as
so-
far as right now, moving everything to the cloud requires an extensive amount of planning, based on some of the systems we have. It's not a viable option, so we have to have an on-prem solution right now for some of our stuff, but moving to the cloud is gonna require adjustment, because we'll need additional width to be able to get at the cloud to and from, which then will require additional routers and infrastructure there. So this will work within our existing networking footprint. Yes, we're gonna be replacing switches and going to a 10 gig infrastructure for the servers, but in order to get out to the cloud, we need a lot more than what we currently have.
Okay, but over the next 5 years, that's kind of,
Correct.
yeah, okay, thanks.
And are all our servers on-site or are they off-site?
We have a mix. We have a lot of stuff that's been moved to the cloud already, like all of our mail, and that is through Office 365. Our current finance application is somewhat in the cloud through MSI. OpenGov, Cartograph is all in the cloud. And then we have a lot of on-prem stuff also.
Such as,
File storage, print servers, Active Directory, which is all our security, and then, the majority of our on-premise stuff is file storage, and then applications, for Public Works SCADA. We maintain a number of servers for that within the virtualized environment. We have, other security, systems, all the camera systems are all on-prem.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? Trustee Eska?
I move to authorize the issuance of a purchase order to Scale Computing in the amount of $172,230 for the virtual infrastructure system, and to IX Systems TrueNAS in the amount of $30,727.82 for the storage platform, with pricing guaranteed through the stated deadlines, and delivery and payment deferred until May 1, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Second by trustee Price. Any additional discussion or comment? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Eska?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Abstain.
Trustee Lapajanis?
Aye.
Trustee Andalay?
Aye.
Trustee Wilbur?
Aye.
Trustee Price?
Aye.
5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries. Thank you, Chief. Moving on to item B, fiscal year 25-26, third quarter financial report through January 31st, 2026. Welcome.
Tonight, I'll provide a brief overview of the village's financial position through the third quarter ending January 31st. So overall, the village remains in a stable and positive financial position. Revenues and expenditures generally track in line. In the general fund, property taxes are essentially fully received, providing a solid operational
comments or questions?
First, welcome to your first presentation in front of the board. A couple questions. I've got questions. I don't know if anybody else wants to chime in. Slide 5, and maybe Joe, you can feel free, Joe, to chime in. Is the census an offset to this? I see where the census came in on the revenue side, on the miscellaneous side. Is the offset in this contractual service line, or what is that contractual service line on slide
Which
5?
line?
Slide
Which
5.
department?
It's an admin. It's an admin.
So the census refund, I think I can answer this. So it was originally, like, the refund was put back into the expenditure, which was that contractual services.
Okay.
But that made it like a negative expense. So for best practices, when you get a refund in like a later period, you put that refund into the revenues so that your expenses are properly like displayed.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, because there was there was one in admin, and then there was one in community development for contractual services. Are those different?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll get to that one. Is the computer support for admin the overrun because of the stuff we just talked about? It's running over budget. Slide 5, computer support. We're at like 184,000 in actuals.
155 actual with a budget of 180. I mean,
We're good for the rest of the year then?
well,
Yeah, we're at,
approximately. I mean,
if you don't know.
I mean, I can give you a breakdown detail of the 184.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. I just want to make sure we're okay there.
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed on here there's a couple places where it says general insurance and bonds. What is that category?
It's operating insurance. That's IRMA.
Irma? Okay.
That's our premiums and any deductibles and any claims that are paid out.
So that's running hot in certain spots, and that because of claims and things like that?
Yep, deductibles. Remember, we pick up the first $25,000 of any claim that we have.
Okay. On a positive note, community development is way under running contractual services.
That's because we had budgeted for a comprehensive plan update, but Director Scott has not been able to fit that into his schedule in terms of trying to facilitate that in addition to the mall visualization. So that project will have to be deferred or is not being planned for.
Okay, that's why the underrun is happening. And then last question was in regards to wastewater treatment charges. That was an underrun as well. Is that because of the East Dundee?
Right now, nothing has been paid to East Dundee for an extended period of time because of the ongoing dispute. That'll get rectified. We believe the estimate will probably come in about 1.4 as opposed to 1.3 as opposed to the 1.7, which was budgeted. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the true-up charges between East Dundee and Forward were not as great as was the past 3 years. So the increase and what we owed past due was not as great as expected.
So that's why that expense is underrunning at this point.
It's underrunning at this point because a number of the bills have not been paid. Forward finally billed us for a number of months that they hadn't billed us correctly for, and then we haven't paid East Dundee for the entire, I think, since February of last year.
So it will catch up then.
Yes, we've believe we have a settlement now
Yeah.
for those dollar amounts, and as part of the settlement, we will pay whatever was agreed upon within 30 days.
Okay. All right, yeah, that, I noticed that was, and I thought it had something to do with it.
There was some sort of rebate they were gonna pay us too?
There's a rebate, yeah, it's a credit, more than likely, it's a
Okay,
credit
is it
against.
we just write a smaller check based
Mhm.
on it?
Yep.
Okay. That's all I had, unless anybody else.
Other comments or questions from Linda? Well done, thank you again.
See, that wasn't so bad.
All right, moving on to new business item C, the drone as first responder recommendation, trustee Wilbrand.
All right, we've been talking about this for a while at Quadcom. I'm glad to see that we're moving in this direction. This is some real 2026 stuff as far as public safety, police and fire protection, and in its very simple forms, it allows, with a drone as a first responder, to immediately send a drone to a call to sometimes very quickly provide up-to-date information, real-time video, real-time audio, and the ability for police and fire to make decisions better, faster, and provide for public safety in a smoother way. We did see at Quadcom some examples of this. There are some great hype videos for this kind of technology, but in its very simple forms, getting someone to scene that's a machine first, that can either save a life, help speed up timelines, or follow a suspect, report what a fire looks like, or anything like that. And some of the stuff we've seen at Quadcom is really awesome. So there's some examples of municipalities that are doing this. Locally, is it Oak Park or Oak Brook? Oak Brook is doing it. Good response times. The risk is very minimal for us in year one, and then we have a decision point that we can make. But from what I've seen and what's been presented at Quadcom and with the other agencies, this makes a lot of sense, especially when it doesn't cost anything for the first year, and we have the options to move forward with an additional 3 years after the first year at the expense laid out in the memo. Chief.
Pretty much sums it up, and in addition to what is in the memo, in the packet that Motorola and Brink put together, I would just add, I've been reflecting on this kind of thing for quite a while now with a lot of Quadcom discussions and just, and I really reflected on a few things. I kind of just refer to them as game changers in the public safety world in my 28 years of doing this. And, for example, Columbine, that just was earth-shattering in and of itself, of course, but to our world about how we respond to those kinds of incidents that brought about rapid deployment concept that we use now, which is why everybody knew that Uvalde was handled wrong, improperly, because things like that we adapted. September 11th was a big game changer to public safety to think more about global influences and like that as opposed to security. Other mass casualty incidents, you have situations where the firefighters train with bulletproof vests and Kevlar helmets, and we train to put tourniquets on that. And as far as technology goes, this, I'll date myself here, but when I first started in law enforcement, rarely could you find someone that carried a cell phone. Weren't even really using Google yet to look up through the search engines. In-car video came along shortly thereafter, and it was a VHS, Panasonic VHS recorder. And body cam is a very, very recent thing in the police world. And I say all that because to really kind of put in perspective, and Trustee Wilbrand and Manager Cavallero are probably sick of me saying this by now, but the gift that is dropped in our lap by Motorola and Ring with the 1 year free, no cost, no commitment trial period. The best that anybody else was offering was 90 days. I just wanted to, hard to put that into a memo, I guess, but I just thought that was important to.
Thoughts, comments, questions?
And as a former prosecutor too, when we would get drone footage for certain kinds of cases or accident reconstruction or things like that, that stuff is invaluable on the back end, not just providing the correct assets of what happened here. If the police arrive and nothing's on scene, the video can kind of aid the reconstruction of that later and the explanation. And as you probably know from TV, when you take something to a trial, everybody wants to see something. It's very hard just to say, oh, we saw this spot and that's what this means. But if you're able to see a fluid trail from an aerial perspective, you don't have the car there, but you're a lot easier able to follow that than you are with just simply somebody sitting on the ground that arrived there 5 minutes later. So I'm a huge supporter of this. Cameras are everywhere, but again, from a law enforcement perspective, this is going to help them do their job, both police and fire. This is a critical tool. No cost first year, so we can test it out and see how it goes.
Who administers this, like, from the police department?
Who administers?
Yeah.
Which portion of it?
Like, does you have someone that is,
Pilot.
skilled to run it, or do you have to train someone to do it?
So there'll be multiple people that will get trained as the pilots, so that is what it's called, the drone pilot.
Yeah.
Multiple people will be part of this package. As far as oversight administration, another nice thing about this partnership between Ring and Motorola is the documentation of drone use. Every single time the drone is logged, and it's logged by the associated port number, the outcome of it, it's available for public
That's good.
access. Things that run some of that, for example, our operators caused them some grief over the last year or so. Like that, this is built into the system where that oversight is part of it. So, we will obviously manage, but it's integrated through Motorola Command Central.
But it is managed and administered by the department.
I'm glad you said that, because I used to be that guy for the state's attorney's office for the county that had to document, log all of that, keep records of that, and that was at its infancy. Now I'm sure it's a lot more automated, but it was very regulated as far as every single flight. And yes, they are pilots; they're highly trained, and there's a learning curve, but hopefully we can get that quick.
And that's another advantage to the 1 year feel it out period, and the 1 year clock doesn't start until everyone's trained and it's operational and we truly go live. So the 1 year will start in approximately 5 to 6 months. And to have that whole time to get those things in place where, well, we thought it would look one way, but we've had to adjust as far as who the pilots were and when they were on shift and
So there's pilot training, and then there's there additional software needed, or is that all run through? Okay.
That's all part of it, and including the integration, Tyler or CAD, Evans.com, other ones I can't think off the top of my head that they integrate with. But the live ops software is run through.
So when we first started talking about this, it was, I thought, okay, drones don't get stuck in traffic, so that's like a great benefit. But You know, I think as I started thinking more, and well, and, you know, we're a small village and stuff, how long does it take to get around? Although I know at certain times it can even, as small as we are, can take a while. But as I started thinking more about it and hearing you talk, is just, you know, even once the drone arrives on the site, they can get more quickly around the site, can see things from angles that we, you know, just people will never be at, just being in the air. And so, yeah, this is pretty exciting, and I'm glad we have that one-year trial though, so we can really see how well it works for us. But it sounds really promising. So, yeah, good job.
On this page, where it measures of success when you're saying 25% of the calls are resolved without dispatching officers. So is it just, I mean, is the drones there, it's seen, I mean, if somebody's calling 911 and there's a drone that's dispatched first, somebody's thinking, obviously, there's some sort of emergency. So how would that possibly work?
So an example of that, the without dispatching, I guess technically that's probably not correct, because the way Quadcom would do it is they would dispatch the call, and then the drone pilot would send the drone as if it was an officer going to the call. 25% of the calls, the officer or officers being called off. With that,
Okay.
so a couple examples might be some low-level issue of there's a call of multiple calls of a car accident. Just call it in, but they really aren't sure where they are. Quadcom dispatch them as separate calls. A lot of times they're sharp enough to say, well, this might be, but then especially when you're talking about orders that run together here, they're not sure if it's us or Carpenter's Mill or us or East Indy or whatever. The drone can get there, the person operating it can assess and say, okay, no, this is all the same crash at X location, so the officers that got sent over here can divert to the main one or just clear entirely. There also is a factor where the two-way communication can come into play, and this is from Chula Vista. This story is from the Chula Vista News. 2018, where a store clerk called in a disturbance inside of his store. He was outside when the drone arrived, and I was looking around and he sees the store clerk is out in the parking lot, doesn't seem to be distressed or anything. They communicated with him directly through the speaker in the drone. Is everything okay? Yeah, I called because they're hiding out in the parking lot here, but they left. Car went that way, took them left, the right car went that way. So the drone pilot was able to get that information out to the officers to kind of move that area with those cars, but they knew that they no longer had to respond with lights and sirens to the parking lot for a fight because it had already been. That would be another example of what would fall off in that 25.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Sideways as always, Chief. Make a motion to approve the attached agreement with Motorola Solutions for a 4-year term as follows. Year 1 is a no-cost, no-obligation trial period. Years 2, 3, and 4 at a cost of $59,999 each year.
Motion.
Second.
Second by trustee Johnson. Any additional discussion or comment? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Wilburn?
Aye.
Trustee Price?
Aye.
Trustee Uska?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Lapagianis?
Aye.
Trustee Andalay?
Aye.
All ayes, motion carries. Thank you, Chief. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second by trustee Price. Any additional discussion or comment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned.
this was coming.
Yes,
I was like, because I knew it was February.
yes.
No, I just,